We've all been there out and about cycling with our chums. It's all fine and dandy when it's on the flats, but as soon as it hits the first climb, they roar off into the distance, leaving you there sweating and grinding away like some hot and bothered Billy no-mates. There can't be a cyclist alive that doesn't want to improve their speed on the flat or their times up their local climbs, and to do this you need to focus on three things: your cardiovascular fitness, your power to weight ratio, and the thing that I'm going to talk about today, your leg strength. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out that your legs are the powerhouse behind your cycling, and it stands to reason that if you can improve your leg strength, then you also considerably improve your cycling. Without getting too technical about it, all of the muscles in your legs are used to pedal, but particularly a group of four at the top known as the quadriceps, a group at the back known as the hamstrings, and of course the good old gluteus maximus, or your arse muscle. Now, this reliance on the leg muscles also goes a long way to explain why many cyclists, particularly gentlemen of a certain age, have legs of Greek gods, yet on the top half they resemble a sack of custard. And I'll mention no names here. One of the best ways to improve your leg strength is done on the bike, and you can do this either on a turbo trainer or actually out on the road. Now, I'll preface this by saying that it's not going to be riding in lower gears and spinning away. That will do wonders for your cardiovascular system and your general fitness. If you want to improve your leg strength, it's a bit like weightlifting, and you're going to have to ride your bike in slightly higher gears. To actually do your leg strength exercises on the bike, I would suggest finding a local climb that's about 2 or 3 kilometers away. That way, by the time you get there, your legs have had a chance to warm up. The climb itself should be between 1 and 2 kilometers long, with an average gradient of about 3 or 4%. Hopefully it's a climb you know reasonably well. If so, you'll have a pretty good idea of your gearing and the cadence you use to get up it. So for example, if your cadence is normally around 90 revs per minute and you're using a gearing of say 34-15, I would suggest reducing that gearing to about 34-12 and equally reducing your cadence to between 80 and 85 revs per minute. You'll get up the climb in probably the same speed. You might even get up there slightly quicker, but what you will be doing is using your leg muscles a bit more, and that's where all of the improvements will be made. But you need to be a little bit careful here, because when you increase your gearing, you also increase the tension on your knees, and as the song says, you'll miss them when they're gone. When you're actually riding up the climb, pay particular attention to your pedaling technique. It should be smooth and accurate, and you should really be conscious of using your leg muscles. For added improvement, once you've got to the top, roll back down and do it all again. And if you can do that 2 or 3 times a week, your leg strength will definitely improve. Another great way to improve your leg strength is with one-legged pedaling, and again this is best done on a slight climb. The perfect hill will be about 200 to 300 meters long with an average gradient of about 2 or 3%. When you get to the bottom, remove one of your feet from the pedals, and then with the remaining foot start riding up the hill. Ideally, again, you want to have slightly increased gears, and the slower, generally speaking, is going to be better, as it will allow you to really think about your pedal technique and the muscles that you're using. When you get to the top, roll back down the hill, swap legs and repeat. If you're not confident about doing these exercises actually out on the road, doing them on the turbo trainer works just as well. In fact, it can be slightly better because you're in a very controlled environment and you can keep a much closer eye on your numbers. Once you put the bike away, if you're really keen, there's also some exercises you can do indoors. Let me start off by saying that I'm no Joe Wicks, but hopefully I can show you a few exercises that will help you strengthen the muscles that I talked about earlier, namely your quadriceps, your hamstrings and your gluteus maximus, all of which are used when you cycle. So the first exercise I'm going to show you is called a squat jump, and you do these by standing with your feet roughly shoulder width apart, squat down, and then while keeping your back straight, just jump up. And that really works the quads at the front here. I can really feel it now actually. So okay, the next exercise is called a lunge, and you do this with one foot in front of the other, again keeping your back straight, and you just go up and down, and obviously you change legs to work the other leg, and up and down. And the final exercise is the kettlebell squat. Now I'm going to use a kettlebell that I bought from my local supermarket, but you could easily do this with something like a tin of paint or even some bags of sugar or something. So again, stand roughly shoulder width apart, back straight, and just with the legs up and down. Now ideally you do these exercises about 3 times a week and approximately 10 repetitions of each. And if you can do that, you'll really strengthen your leg muscles for cycling. If you do all of these and the on the bike exercises regularly, you will see an improvement in your leg strength and therefore an improvement in your cycling ability. But like all things, it's not going to be a quick fix. I would argue that you'll see the improvement over a period of months rather than a period of weeks. But stick with it and you'll soon be flying. Thanks for watching.